Hello, everyone. Today is Wellness Wednesday. We have entered into the month of October, and I wanted to come on and do just a quick live to encourage some things surrounding our emotional health. There are several areas of health and all of our wellness, all of our well being, God cares about. His word instructs us on how to be and how to think of things, most importantly, how to feel about things, how to love one another. And so today's topic is about emotional health and well being. And so I'm going to provide you just with some quick tips that you can sort of think about to kind of change your mindset around your emotions, how to improve your emotional well being, and overall be a better believer. All right, so let's get started. All right, again, my name is Jessica Greer. I actually work as a school counselor, and my field is clinical mental health counseling. And so I remember that along my journey to becoming a clinical mental health counselor, licensed professional, emotional wellness, well being, mental health, all those things were really critical to your own personal growth. And so when you're in school to become a counselor, one of the things that they encourage you to do is one, be in therapy yourself if you're going to provide therapy to others. Um, and two, just growing your emotional intelligence, your self awareness. A lot of people kind of know those terms nowadays as common things, but growing up, those were not topics that were visited quite often. Like we didn't know and understand that the way that our feeling, the way we felt about things were important. There was a purpose behind feelings, and those feelings could be channeled into something else, can be moved into a different direction. And so I really wanted to encourage people after having my own experiences just with becoming more self-aware, like how my body is feeling at certain times, how my mind is thinking about things causes my body to feel a certain way. Like I wanted to be able to express that and provide conversation for why you might be feeling the way you're feeling or doing some of the things that you are doing. Um, so, with that being said, I'm just going to provide some quick tips in no particular order, but they're all important for us to be able to grow in our emotional wellness. All right. And so, these are all things that are biblically aligned, and I just want to be able to kind of help you name some things for yourself and grow with some tips. All right. So, the first thing that you want to make sure that you're able to do is think about why you feel the way that you feel. Like, regardless of the situation, it could be things that are great that's happening for you. It could be things that you kind of want to improve on, you're kind of sad about, angry about. Think about why you feel the way you feel. Like, you didn't just wake up. Some people say this, oh, I woke up like this, but you really didn't just wake up and start feeling these ways. It happened from something else. Either something you were thinking about, something you saw, something happened to you, around you, something you dreamt about. Like, it's a reason why you feel the way you feel. Nobody is supposed to wake up just angry. You're just angry all the time. There's a reason why people are angry. If your kids seem like they're always in some sort of mood, there's a reason why they're in that mood. And what we have to be able to do a better job of is teaching people to be able to identify why they feel the way that they feel, because it is a reason. It might not be a valid reason to you, but it is a reason that people feel the way they feel. So the first thing you can do for yourself is to take the time to think about why you feel the way that you feel. The next thing we want to do is we want to identify the emotion. We want to be able to name it. Like, there are times that you feel something and you can't just say all the time, I feel some kind of way. Well, what kind of way is that? Is that frustration? Is that disappointment? Do you feel a calmness? Like, what is it that you feel? And don't just say, oh, I feel good. Like, be able to specifically name that emotion. And when I learned about the emotion, the feelings wheel is called. It's this colorful wheel. It starts off in the center with these emotions, the simple ones that we like to use. Oh, sad, happy, mad, um, and other things. And then it'll go out, and from mad, it might use the word frustrated or annoyed, angry. So it keeps expanding like a pie slice. It keeps expanding from mad at the smaller level, and then it goes 2 levels out, and it does that for every sort of emotion. So it could be happiness, and then the expansion of happiness could be excited, and the expansion of excited could be elated. So it's just different ways to express like how you feel. And when I discovered that feelings wheel and started using it to just be able in a group setting, name, you know what, how am I feeling today? Let me name something, not just pick anything on the wheel, but like let me find the word that describes exactly how I feel, that I was start able to be able to verbalize it for myself. So whether or not I was asked, I was able to identify for myself, you know what? I feel very calm about the situation. I'm very irritated, or I'm becoming very irritated. And so then I was able to change my thinking about something so that I wasn't as irritated. And my feelings, therefore, changed because my mindset was then changing. So identifying that emotion is critical. And we have to teach children how to do this. We have to be able to kind of like name that emoji in a way like what's going on. And as adults is even more critical, because if we do this for ourselves and we say, oh, I felt disappointed when you said da 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 da, then it helps kids be able to do that back, our teens be able to do that back to us. And so instead of us complaining about how they are, we should teach them and model for them another way to do it. And that's what I try to even teach my kids that I counsel. Now when you name it, you're also going to change it. If it's a negative emotion that you know is going to take you off into a different like set, you're going to name it, and you're going to also change that feeling, because we have the power to change things. It's in First Corinthians, I want to say 10, chapter 10, maybe verse 5. And it talks about we take every thought captive, right? And if you just look at that one verse, you take every thought captive. You have the ability to take how you're feeling and the thoughts related to that feeling. You have the ability to change, you have the ability to capture it and change it. So it could be something negative that you're feeling, but you can always add a but, a however, a therefore to it, to be able to name something else that you also feel, or something that you're grateful for, to change your mind in the moment, or to distract you in a way in a moment. So you don't have to let a temptation or a negative thought like take over and take hold of you. You have the power to change it. And if we understood that one factor as a believer, it changes the game, because you don't have to allow the enemy to plant seeds of you feeling lonely, you feeling saddened or depressed, you feeling angry about how people talk to you, how people treat you. It's always about what other people are doing. You no longer have to let that tempt you and put you in this spiral sort of sense. You get to take that captive, and you get to move it out of the way, and focus on something else. So the power is really in you, and you have that ability to name something and then change it. Remember to take it captive. The next tip that I want to provide for you is to just encourage you to take time to reflect. There's times that we're very busy. We go to work, we go to school, we go home, we go to the store, we got to run errands, we have to take care of the kids, we got to pick this person up, take this person there. It's just always something to do, no matter who you are in life. Like most of us can be busy, but we have to take time to reflect. And the reason why the reflection is important is because it allows you to take time, whether that's with some soft music playing, some silence, for you to think about what led to certain things. Like what choices did you make that were positive, and what choices could you have made that would have been better. Reflection also allows space for gratitude. And so then, even though you might be going through a hard time, a hard season, if you have that process of always being grateful for things, then that reflection time becomes important. And now you have a better attitude about life. And so reflection is really a part of that self-care. I know we always want to treat ourselves to things, but one of the things I was reminded from in a professional development session yesterday is that reflection is really a part of that self-care cycle. So while we are thinking about what can we do to ourselves, how can we treat ourselves, go get this to drink or eat, or get your nails done sort of thing, get a massage, we really need to take time to reflect, because that's going to help us make changes, or it's going to help reinforce choices that we've made that are beneficial to us. And so we really have to take that time to reflect. I prefer silence. You might prefer music. You might prefer journaling, however you do it. But you have to take time, not every day necessarily, although that's a great habit to have, but just take some time to reflect. Whenever you're resting, you need to be reflecting as well. And you can reflect with others and have that conversation to say, well, what did you like about this, or what could be improved? It's always a good practice, not just at work, but at home as well. And then finally, I want to encourage others to be self-aware. So the whole point of having the emotional wellness is so that you become more aware of yourself, and then therefore you become aware of others. The crux scripture for this point of wellness is to love God, love the Lord your God with all of your heart, mind, and soul, and then to love your neighbor as yourself. So if I love the Lord, and then I also love my neighbor as I love myself, that means that I love the Lord first, second is me, third is others. If I learn to love myself and become aware of my emotions, who I am, how I interact with people, how I influence or impact others, then I can better love other people at the end of the day. And so and self-awareness becomes critical when we're trying to really love God, love ourselves, because we become aware of all the things, all the flaws, all the nuances to life, the things that we prioritize, that we want to improve on, just any and everything about you. You become, when you are aware of who you are, you actually love God better and you love other people better. And that is really the important, long-term effect of gaining this well-rounded wellness, health. And so I want to encourage you all to keep showing up for yourselves, continue to strive for that next level that you need to get to. Nobody can be perfect, but we can all, improve in things. And I will see you all on the next video. Remember that if you like something about this, share it with another. Take time to reflect, become self-aware, name some things for yourself, your emotions for yourself, and just continue to get better. See y'all on the next round.